Hello Libra, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing our November 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Libra? What do we need to know for you? One more shuffle. Okay. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, usually I don't like to pull these in reverse. However, the Hanged Man coming out in reverse is actually very good. This represents that you are enlightened right here. You've received some sort of illumination within your life. And when I talk about receiving some sort of illumination, you had to take a step back. You kind of had to restrict yourself from a lot of different things. You had to really look inside yourself, do a lot of shadow work, and now you finally saw the root source of the problems. You've connected all the dots and you're saying, okay, now I can move forward. Now I can cut myself down. So this could be like, for an example, maybe you had a drinking or a drug problem and you decided that you wanted to get away from that. So what you did is you pulled away from people within your life who do those things. You did some deep reflection. You found out what the root source was, what the root cause was, and now you're able to move forward. You're able to move forward victoriously. That's what the Hanged Man is. But here's the thing about the Hanged Man. It is a grand epiphany for you, but not really for anyone else in your life. That's what you have to understand for yourself. This is really good energy to be enlightened to. However, other people are not going to be able to see the enlightenment. They're going to have to do their own shadow work. So it's not something that you can really explain to other people. So let's look at the revelations energy. What do we have right here? So I'm going to get 3 revelations cards. This deck does have reversals. We're going to clarify this Hanged Man. What's going on for the sign of Libra? What do we need to know for you? We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And we have the King of Wands. So it's kind of funny right here. I feel like your grand revelation is that with the Queen of Cups is that you tend to be very sweet, loving energy right here with this Queen of Cups. She is a siren, but at the same time, in certain readings with certain cards that surround her, she can also represent someone who's just a fair young maiden, right? And people like to go and drink from her cup. The Seven of Wands is lowering your guard. And the King of Wands is kind of showing off this, masculine vibrato energy. So what I'm seeing right here is that you cater to people a little bit too much within your life, and it allows people to kind of use and abuse you right here. You know that you have a fragile heart with the Queen of Cups. You know that you are a loving individual. However, the way that you are showing yourself off is this King of Wands, very grandiose energy. You're not protecting yourself. It's not like you're muting this King of Wands energy. You're showing yourself to be, very agile, very beautiful, very, loving, caring. Someone who is a part of other people's lives right here. Libras tend to be fairly social people. I'm not saying all, but some Libras are. However, by doing those things, maybe you give too much away to other people. Maybe you give too much information about yourself. That's you lowering your guards with the Seven of Wands. You have to learn how to, what I'm seeing with this reading right here, just with these cards, you have to learn how to be an outgoing person without giving too much information about who you truly are. So I kind of feel like the way that you connect with people is that maybe you share stories about your life and then other people use those stories against you. So that's kind of like lowering the guard with the Seven of Wands. Maybe some of your stories are actually, deeply scarring with the Queen of Cups. Maybe those things are actually, very secretive, very sensitive topics, but you feel like you can just share those with other people with the King of Wands. You're just speaking it out. You want to connect with other people. Yeah, I've been through that situation. How was it for you? It was this way for me. It wasn't that great. But then you put too much trust into other people. So that's the Hanged Man energy. That's what you're coming to realize right here, is that you lower your guard by trying to connect with people instead of learning how to use this King of Wands energy, which is connect to people, but get people to speak to you. You can be a very charismatic person and have people open up their hearts to you. You don't have to pour your heart out to them. I feel like that's something that a lot of people need to learn within life, is that listening is also a skill. You can still be a very charismatic listener. So let's look at the Queen of Cups energy. What's going on right here? We have the Six of Swords and we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, with the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups, you are trying to connect with other people. You're sending messages to connect with people right here. The Three of Cups is you want to celebrate with them. You want to raise your cup up. It's kind of like a coven. And you are sending messages out. You're speaking things with the Six of Swords. That does represent communication and travel. So travel and communication with these Three of Cups. What's this Seven of Wands? Why are you lowering your guard so much? you have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Three of Wands. I feel like in a way you want people to feel safe around you. That's the thing with the Nine of Wands energy, is that you want people to feel like you've overcome things and that they can overcome things too, that you are also, you know, you've been through this situation. You want to give advice. That's the thing with the Nine of Wands. I'm sorry if you can hear my chair creak. I'm actually going to move real quick. Hold on. I sit on a stool. It's like an old vintage stool, but, you know, it's very old and it creaks a lot. So with this Nine of Wands and this Three of Wands, it's like you're trying to send out a message and have the message reciprocated with this Nine of Wands energy. It's like you've overcome something. So, for example, maybe you talk to people who have drug problems. Maybe you've had drug problems in the past, and you talk to them. Oh yeah, it was very difficult for me. These are the things that happen in my life. Blah blah blah. But in a way, people can turn around and say, "Oh, well, if I ever want to hurt your career, if I ever want to hurt your reputation, I can use those informations and things against you." Because you have to understand, sometimes people, they seem normal enough, but at the same time, the problem is that they're truly wicked on the inside. Okay? They can take, one drink, smoke one thing, and their personality completely flips. I feel like that's the problem right here, is that you're coming from a good, you're coming from a good heart space. However, people are flipping the script on you. What's this King of Wands energy? You have the Six of Cups, you have the Temperance. Yeah, you're trying to give up this cup right here. You're trying to show them that it's okay to talk to you. You're trying to show them this sweet, comparing, compassionate energy. With the Temperance, you can only do it to certain people, though. That's the thing. The Temperance only appears at the right moment to the right time. So that's what you have to learn with the Hanged Man energy, is that you can be a charismatic listener, but you should not just give too much of yourself away to other people, talking, explaining things, whatever, because with the Temperance energy, you select who you want to give your cup to. You select who you feel is good enough to be within your life right here. So what else is going on for Libra? The Nine of Swords, you feel anxious. With the Sun, when I see the Nine of Swords and the Sun, I feel like the anxiety is coming to an end. I feel like you're going to be very happy right here. You're going to feel very excited. You're going to feel like a new situation is coming around. You might have this grand epiphany, this grand, moment of genius, this moment of clarity, and it makes you feel excited and you want to explain it to other people with whatever this is with the Hanged Man. But the problem is, this information is really just for you. This information is something that other people are not going to understand. Maybe few and far between will. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, is that you feel really excited with the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords does represent anxiety, but the Sun represents happiness. So I kind of feel that as excitement. So you'll feel very excited to learn something about yourself, something new that you haven't thought about before. And I feel like that's the clarity. You've taken a step back from yourself, worked on yourself, and now here it is with the Temperance angel to kind of reveal something to you. The Angel of Temperance is like, all right, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you this cup so that way you can learn from this situation, learn this lesson. You have the Ace of Wands, you have a new opportunity. You have the Five of Pentacles coming out, and you have the Five of Cups. You're having a new opportunity to walk away from the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups here. Here's the thing. You've restricted yourself. You've put yourself in this kind of period of lack, need, and it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to look behind you and see the two cups that the Angel of Temperance has left for you. As you know, with the Angel of Temperance, I've talked about it before, the Angel of Temperance delivers two cups to people. It alchemizes water into fire. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this Five of Cups, is that the Angel of Temperance is leaving you these two cups. It's giving them to you. All you have to do is turn around and walk away from a new situation and understand you have this Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is this new, brand new opportunity. Something that can, you can use for the future right here. But here's the thing. You could have Leo within your chart. You could have heavily placed Leo signs. You could have Leo friends. However, understand that the wand itself is the power to the King of Wands. Okay, you can't just let other people hold this wand. If the wand is yours, it's your wand. All right, you should not let other people hold this staff, because if you let other people hold the staff, they're going to try to steal the energy from it and leave you with lack, because people want something for themselves right here. All right, it's okay to show people the magic trick, but it's not okay to give them the magic trick. The Four of Swords, rest, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands, victory. So what I'm seeing for you is you need to take a rest right here. You need to take a step back. If you haven't done this before, I feel like you're going to take a step back. You're going to really reflect on something, and then you're going to swiftly move into victory. That's the Nine of Swords with the sunlight energy. You're going to feel very excited. You have a lot of cards of Leo coming out. Leo is all about overcoming trials and obstacles within your life to attain a victory. Okay, it's all about overcoming the ego right here. So you are going to have a victory. You are going to understand something. If it's something that's been plaguing your mind, why is the universe doing this to me? Why is this happening? You're going to have, hindsight 2020 with the high priestess. So you're going to be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But other people are not on the same path as you, Libra. So you have to understand people are coming from different learning spaces right here. What you say is not going to make sense to them. The Tower coming out. You have the Six of Pentacles and you have the Queen of Cups right here. A Tower comes when you start doing this Queen of Cups energy, when you start just handing out things again. That's what could really ruin your tower, all right? Now, in ways, you have to be selective. If you choose to give people information, if you choose to help people understand things right here, you have to be very selective with what you give off. Maybe you're very enlightened. Maybe you're very skilled at something. Maybe you just have a lot of life experience. You have to be selective with the people who come into your life by handing them off the proper pentacles. These people are coming to you. They are beggars. They are a lesser class right here. Well, they're coming to this man. And this man is choosing to give these people 7 pentacles from his hands. And yes, it's his money. He's worked for it, but he's choosing to help people, and that's the Queen of Cups. But he's not choosing to give away all of his money. He's not choosing to give away everything. He's just giving people what they need to help move them forward. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with the Queen of Cups is do not give too much information about yourself away. Do not allow people to see the people who don't really matter, okay? Like, Libras have this way to be very superficial with people, right? It is the sign of superficiality. I think that's the word. So when we talk about being superficial, you hit really key points with people. However, when there's a topic of discussion that you really like, you kind of hone in on that. I feel like the universe is saying, if it's not with someone who's in your best interest to have around you, if they're still, doing drugs, drinking, acting this way, acting whatever, not really improving their life, then what you need to understand right here is that you're not supposed to give these coins away to them. You can listen to them. You can say, oh, that's sad. Have you tried doing this? But don't give away too much of your secrets, all right? You have the Four of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Craft things for yourself, and the people who really need to be in your life, who really want to know, who really want to gain some understanding, they will come to you, okay? Don't go out like the King of Wands and try to appease other people. Don't go out there and try to play this, grand spectacle of yourself. Do the shadow work, do the inner healing. If you've already done this, maybe this is confirmation for you right here. Start focusing on building your life. Start focusing on, the craft that you do. Maybe you are focusing on a craft. Maybe this is a situation that's about to come up. You're going to feel really polarized to want to give some information away with the Nine of Swords and the Sun. Oh, I've been through that situation. Oh, I want to talk about that situation. But if they're not within your court, if they're not someone who knows you, loves you, cares about you, don't even bother giving it away to them. Just say, oh, that's sad. Or listen to their story. Give them, superficial advice. Don't get too deep because, you don't want to bind yourself with the Queen of Cups. You don't want people, begging for more from you right here. So let's look at your Witch's Familiar Oracle cards. Oh, those cards want to come out. Crab, retreat, otter, dexterity. Yeah, retreat from the situation. Listen, but at the same time, you can also be... There's a way to end a conversation, right? There's a way to... Have you ever been on the phone with someone who just will not stop talking to you? I kind of feel like that's the situation. There's a way to retreat by shutting down the situation politely, like, oh, excuse me, something is happening. I have to go right now. I'll talk to you later. And then you just kind of let the person say, okay, bye. And then you hang up. Because if you just say, well, it's getting late, they'll be like, oh, yeah, speaking of getting late, they're going to keep talking. You have to understand that retreating within situations right here is actually a skill, learning how to end things, all right? It's kind of like politely turning people down. In sales, when someone does not have the proper credit to purchase something, you have to be able to politely and quickly turn them down from the situation, especially if you know that they're not going to be able to buy something. and move on to the next person. That's the act of retreating. That is what dexterity is. Yes, you have to learn advancement, which is, you know, a skill in itself, but retreating from the situation and not allowing people to give you too many sob stories and allowing people to, you know, consume all of your energy right here. I think that's what this is. Someone is wanting to give you a sob story and you're going to want to empathize with them, but retreat from that situation. Don't allow yourself to be stuck on that. Don't give too much saying, oh yeah, I've been through that, whatever. No, that's not for you. If they're not within your life, they have no meaning to you, they're just superficial, on the surface, you just met them kind of thing. Learn the art of retreating. Let's look at your spellcasting oracle. And that's dexterity with the otter, because the dexterity is that the otter can use its hands kind of like a human can. So learning to use the right and the left, learning how to advance and learning how to retreat. Understanding that you have to understand both sides of a situation. You have to understand the good, the bad, and you have to find yourself in the middle, all right? Home and confidence. Be confident within this situation. You can still act like the King of Wands. You can still go out there and talk to people and, you know, but still keep it on a you still don't know much about me level. All right. It's kind of like having that air of mystery that keeps people guessing about it, and understanding how to walk away. Maybe you're in a party, right? And you're the guest of honor and everyone wants to speak to you, but you have to speak to everyone in the room. Obviously, you're going to meet someone who wants to talk to you. They have the gift of gab, right? But you have to understand how to shut down people who have the gift of gab to move forward, because people, remember, gift of gab starts with gift. They are gifted at pulling information out of you by getting you polarized on the concept. You have to understand how to maneuver around that. So let's look at your Halloween oracles. Oh, it is Halloween. I forgot it was Halloween. I was like, oh yeah, everyone's dressing up. They're going to go trick-or-treating. They're going to the haunted houses. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's Halloween. Brambrack, sweetness and synergy, zombie control. Release control and don't allow people to have control over you, okay? I feel like with this sweetness and synergy, you're moving on. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands does represent kind of like, you know, this cake. This cake has all these things baked in it. When you get something good, when you get a good piece of the cake, and maybe you find like a silver coin inside of it, or you find, you know, a top. That's what the whole brambrack is, that they put all these different things inside of this cake. They baked it, and whatever piece you got, if it had like, you know, a gold coin or a top or whatever inside of it, that's how your year was supposed to turn out, or that's how the season was supposed to turn out. So I feel like you have a very good season coming up. You just have to understand how you release control of people over you and how you release control of people, okay? So let's look at your rune cards. Because here's the thing, Libra. Libra is the sign of beauty, okay? It is the most attractive sign, especially if you have Libra rising. When you have Libra rising, people are going to want to talk to you. They're just going to want to be involved with you. You might be like the most unfriendly person, but they're going to be like, ooh, I want to talk to that person. They're beautiful, they're smiling, they're whatever, and you might not even be smiling. It just might be your face. I kind of view Libra as kind of like having the cherub style. I'm not talking about cherub as in like, you know, just sweet, innocent angel. It's like the perfect face, the clear skin, you know, it is the sign of beauty. So, hail, Hagalaws, destruction, damage, distress, disruption, and setback. Spiritual meaning, inner crisis, doubt, and transformation. So there will be a destruction, there will be a damage, there's distress. Let's look at this Hagalaws hail. Why is this here? Everything was going so good, but I guess when things go good, there has to be some element of destruction. What's this? Let's look at that for you. You have the Fool. You have the Four of Skulls. So, I mean, you have to release control of certain things within your life. You have to release control of destruction and damage, okay? So, maybe someone is going to try to use some of this information against you. Maybe they try to hurt your image, your reputation, whatever, but... and that maybe makes you have a setback right here. It makes you have an inner crisis, but here's the thing. The transformation is that it's the Fool. The Fool is the most powerful major arcana. It trumps everything, right? It trumps the major and it trumps the minors. The Four of Skulls is saying, you need to let go of it. Okay, well, someone cancels you, someone says something, oh, well, bye. Like, don't hold on to the ego right here, all right? Don't hold on to the situation for too long. If someone, like maybe you applied for a job, right? And one of these people you talked to had applied for the same job and they said bad things about you. Maybe they saw you at the interview and they're like, oh, don't hire that person. I heard they do drugs, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. If someone mentions it, yeah, that happened. If they choose not to hire you, well, it is what it is and go find something else. Then you'll know, then you'll have that moment with the hangman, oh, never going to do that again. So it's all about learning how to be at peace with yourself. Not sharing too much to other people, not, going off the deep end. Answers, open your mind, connect with the higher power, broaden your horizon, and invoke wisdom. So I feel like you just need to pray about it. Just pray on the situation, move forward that way. Give it to, the spirit. With the Fool energy, it does represent a brand new beginning, a brand new opportunity if you can let go. If you choose to allow the destruction to happen, but you're safe from the destruction, here's the thing. Imagine a hailstorm, right? But you're not hit by the hail. You run inside and you go, say, into your closet or your basement or whatever, and you hide from the hailstorm. And then after the hailstorm, you come out and you assess the situation and you're like, oh, that's all fucked up. But here's the thing. If you have insurance, you can file a claim. Don't cry over the situation. Don't cry over the spilled milk. Don't think about, oh, that's going to be, extremely difficult to take care of with the Five of Pentacles. Maybe something does get destroyed and you're not able to pay for it. I feel like if you just give it to God, I feel like the answers will come through with that Ace of Wands. That Five of Pentacles with the Five of Cups coming out, I feel like if you just give the situation, you pray about it, where there's a will, there's a way. You just have to be kind of like a fool. Some people will say, oh, prayer doesn't work. Oh, you're just praying to, the invisible person in the sky, whatever. There are people who have prayed first time in life. They're like, please give me strength in whatever this is. God comes through for them. And, maybe they're not going to say that they're a Christian or that they're, a Jew or whatever, but they'll remember that. It marks you. All right. So maybe that's what you have to understand right here is that the situation does mark you. But when it does work out, you're like, okay, there's something out there. This one time I had this experience. It did help me let go. It did help me move forward. So you have the unseen, yeah, and alchemy. God, angels, right here, unseen alchemy. You can't see them, but they can alchemize into the spiritual realm to give you some sort of peace with this cup right here. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Libra. Just if something happens, as long as you're safe, right? As long as you still have you, that's what's important. It doesn't matter about the disruption. It doesn't matter about the destruction. It doesn't matter about any of the other stuff as long as you're safe and as long as your family's safe. And then assess the situation. Don't cry over the spilled milk. Say, okay, well, I can't, I don't have insurance on this. It's kind of destroyed. What can I do? Take it to prayer. Think about it. And then move forward from there. Allow the situation to play out within your life, okay? So anyway, Libra, I'll talk to you later.